I'm Chaya Rivka Zwolinski, and this is bribreslov.org. Sometimes we feel disconnected from God, but we really shouldn't. Let's explore the nature of the soul. For example, the soul, says the Holy Zohar, is like a foot squeezed into a shoe, with the rest of the leg and the body outside the shoe. What does this mean? It means that our body is like a little shoe, and part of the soul, the smallest part, the foot of the soul, is filling up our body, but the rest of the soul is reaching up all the way to the heavens and is always connected to its source, to God. When we feel limited and bound by our bodies, that's just a function of the fact that we live in a material world. The soul is also very complex. There are 5 levels to the soul. There's the nefesh, the ruach, the neshama, the chaya, and the yechida. And each portion or level of the soul has 5 sub-levels to it. So for example, there is a nefesh of the neshama, and there's a chaya of the neshama, and so on and so forth. Each portion of the soul has subdivisions, and each subdivision has subdivisions, and so on. In other words, we think of a soul as a single entity, but it's much more complex. It's like many pieces of a jigsaw puzzle fitting together and interacting in order to make the image of a whole person. When we come down into this world, we have a budding identity, and we, as we go through life, exert our soul onto this world as we interact with it, as well as this world and our actions affect our soul. It's a symbiotic kind of relationship. What we need to remember is that this soul is very, very big, and it really determines why we're here in the particular life we're living now. We're taught that before we come down into the body that is us, we have a conference, and we agree to be born into the family we're born into, and we agree to face some of life's challenges that we're facing. We agree to this. All the stuff we're going through, our soul agreed to. Why? Because these challenges and these tests are going to enable us to elevate our soul and go up to the next level. All we have to do is keep in mind to exercise our connection to the source. May you have a day in which you remember that you have a soul.